Is she a lover or a fighter? Power or dependency? Solitary or part of a pack? Find out everything in the Natural Animal documentary. Savannah Queens, through the ultimate survival test. The rainy season in Serengeti. The Mara River turns into a raging beast, swallowing everything in its path. For most species, this is the edge between survival and surrender. But for a herd of African elephants, it's just another challenging Monday at the office. Leading the way is the queen, the matriarch. With over 50 years of wisdom stored in a 5-kilogram brain, she needs no map. She is the embodiment of strength and unshakable authority. Those behind her don't just follow, they place their lives in her judgment. Before the entire battalion moves out, the Queen conducts a field survey. The density of the mud, the pressure of the current. An African elephant's foot can detect even the tiniest tremors beneath the earth and measure the softness of the silt. She's calculating the landing spot on the far bank, several dozen meters away. If the slope there is too steep, the young ones may tire out and slip right into the jaws of misfortune. The matriarch places herself in the most treacherous position, upstream. Weighing nearly 6 metric tons, she becomes a living dam, absorbing the full force of the river's surge. The safe zone is carved right behind her legs. Other adult females in the family act as guardians, flankers. They form an unbroken formation, pressed tightly together to make sure no calf gets swept away by the current. In a world where Nile crocodiles are ever watchful, isolation spells vulnerability. Crossing the river isn't just a physical test, it's a mental battle. The young females, the babysitters at the rear, make sure no one falls behind and gives predators a chance. When the last foot touches dry ground, the march is over. Here, the wisdom of the old is the compass for life. This holds true for the ancient Maasai people who once thrived within the Serengeti, Masai Mara ecosystem. Maasai society is guided by a gerontocracy, meaning that the elders hold absolute respect and provide the primary direction for the entire community. The elders form a council to make all vital tribal decisions, from migrating to find water sources and resolving land or livestock disputes to seeking peace or declaring a stance of defense. These respected figures preside over the most significant ceremonies in a Maasai person's life, such as the passage into adulthood or gatherings to call for rain. They also oversee the unions of daughters and the arrangement of alliances between lineages. The young Maasai women, often known as the Intoi before marriage, must undergo a rigorous period of preparation. They must master intricate beadwork techniques, learn to identify various types of grasses, and perfect the art of milking cattle gently so as not to cause the animal any discomfort, as well as finding water during dry spells. Unlike many other cultures within Maasai society, the construction of homes is a responsibility that belongs entirely to the women. With versatile skills and great care, these women personally build oval-shaped homes from branches, mud, grass, ash, and cattle manure. They are even responsible for maintaining the roofs to withstand the demanding rainy season of the savannah. While the men hold the political and defensive roles for the Maasai, the women serve as the backbone that sustains the family and the community. Their resilience is what ensures the hearth fire of the family never fades away, just like the lionesses of a pride. In the world of lions, those with manes are merely temporary bodyguards, coming and going like the rainy seasons. But the ladies, they are the permanent residents. A pride is, in truth, a female dynasty built on unshakable loyalty and unbreakable bloodlines. The lioness is the irreplaceable core. Science calls this a social structure rooted in strong female bonds. While the males are exiled upon maturity to seek their fortune, the females stay behind to inherit ancestral land. They are the primary hunters, the nurturers, and the warriors who guard the borders. The ratio of males in any pride remains minimal, often just a small coalition to ensure reproduction. This imbalance creates a complex political ecosystem where the favor of the dominant male can sometimes ignite internal drama. During mating season, time is as precious as gold. Elite males and females may mate up to 50 times a day to secure conception. A weary, possessive commitment. After mating, tenderness is no longer on the table. If the husband shows the slightest bit of bad attitude, the lioness will let him know, clear as day, that it's time for him to leave and stay well out of her sight. Lionesses never let one of their own face a male's aggression alone. This is the clearest proof of who's truly in the driver's seat. A male holds power only as long as the females allow it. The hierarchy here is flexible. A female may lose a clash with a male, but she always wins the long game of survival thanks to this social safety net. These blood-bound kin are the essence, the truly irreplaceable ones. As dusk settles over Masai Mara, order is restored. The queens prepare once more for the night hunt, where the power of unity turns them into unstoppable shadows. But unity isn't all the savannah has to offer. In the open fields, competition can take on strange and wild forms. In Serengeti, survival isn't always about finding food. Sometimes it's about holding ground. The prize is the center spot of the lek. In the world of Topis, the more central your position, the more prized your genes become. But here, these muscle-bound males don't get the final say. Meet the fiercest ladies of the savannah. Each female topi has just one single day a year to conceive. 24 hours. That's all they have to secure the next generation. A desperate quest for a mate. When all the females in the pride ovulate at the same time, the lek turns into a battlefield ruled by the ladies. To make sure she's the only one fertilized by the top-tier genes at the heart of it all, a female won't hesitate to use force. These headbutts pack just as much punch as the male's fiercest clashes. Spare a little sympathy for the winning male. He's landed the spot every guy dreams of, but the price is utter exhaustion. A central male might have to mate hundreds of times in a day with dozens of different queens. When he tries to take a break out of sheer fatigue, the females aren't having it. They will push, shove, even rough him up to keep him working. In this ecosystem, it's the females who run the show. The male is just a rare resource to be fully tapped before sundown. Female power wears many faces. From the aggression of the topi, we now descend into the shadowy world of one of the most misunderstood creatures of the savannah. Get ready to meet the spotted hyena. We now shift from the chapter of rulers to the chapter of mothers, where the price of the crown is paid in the rawest form of physical trial. In the world of the spotted hyena, the females are the true monarchs. Thanks to sky-high levels of testosterone, they are bigger, more assertive, and hold a firm, matriarchal grip on society. But nature never gives anything away for free. Every mother here faces a biological design seemingly crafted to test the very limits of endurance. Spotted hyenas do not have an external vaginal opening. Instead, the clitoris extends and elongates, taking the shape of a male reproductive organ. It is both the gateway for mating and a birth canal, so narrow it's nearly suffocating. Imagine a newborn weighing nearly 1.5 kilograms, pushing through a tight, narrow tube just 2.5 centimeters wide. During her first labor, a mother's body must tear to make way for life. 15% of first-time mothers won't make it, worn down by exhaustion or infection. The firstborn faces a mortality rate of up to 60%, often from suffocation in a birth canal that's too long, or from sibling battles that turn brutal in the darkness of the den. But while most predator species are born fragile, hyena cubs enter the world like clockwork warriors. Eyes wide open, teeth already in place, and a built-in instinct to dominate coded deep in their genes. Status is an inherited gift. Daughters of the alpha female are granted privilege from the moment they're born, ranked above all females whose mothers sit lower in the hierarchy. Meanwhile, males are like permanent outsiders. They're cast out of their birth clan and forced to join a new one as complete nobodies. And they're met with hostility so fierce, it strips them of any will to resist. A full-grown male must submit to even a newborn if she carries royal blood. Female power is fortified by social support. They stay, they bond, they build alliances, while males are always outsiders. Even reproduction is entirely on the female's terms. The female hyena accepts the pain, the risk, and the scars in exchange for absolute command. She is both fierce warrior and the most resilient mother on the savannah. Leaving behind the struggle in the shadowed dens of hyenas, we now look skyward. There, giraffe mothers face a very different trial, raising towering children in open plains, surrounded by watchful eyes, without a single burrow or bit of shelter in sight. A giraffe's birth is a thunderous landing. No cozy den, no sheltering cover. They arrive in this world from a height of 2 meters. That violent drop is absolutely necessary. It breaks the umbilical cord and jump-starts the calf's lungs for their first breath. Right now, the scent of blood and birth fluid fills the air like an irresistible invitation. The spotted hyenas we met earlier, those warrior mothers, are now ghost-like figures awaiting an easy meal. Here, slowness means becoming a memory. The newborn has exactly 1 hour to learn how to balance on its stilt-like legs. If it can't stand, it can't nurse. And if it can't nurse, it won't have the strength to outrun the sharpened teeth waiting in the brush. Mother's milk is the only lifeline. It's thick, rich in fat, and fuels an astonishing growth rate, 2 to 3 centimeters a day. To produce it, the mother must consume between 35 and 45 kilograms of leaves every day. She cannot sleep. She can hardly rest. Her calf's existence is a non-stop drain on her strength. Giraffe society may appear loose, but they've developed an incredibly clever support system known as the creche. Mothers take turns playing the role of babysitter. While most of the herd focuses on refueling to maintain milk flow, at least 1 female volunteers to stay behind and watch over the young. After a few weeks of knowing nothing but milk, the world begins to widen. The little ones start to get curious about finer menus. This is when their remarkable tongue, up to 45 centimeters long and able to grip, steps up to the plate. They learn to navigate the steel-like thorns of the acacia, to forage for fiber. This first taste of solid food comes earlier than we might think, even though they still rely on their mother's milk until the age of 1. The complex digestive system of a ruminant takes time to adjust to the harsh chemical compounds found in savanna plants. By watching and mimicking their mother, the young not only learn how to eat, but also how to tell the difference between what sustains life and what nature has laced with hidden chemical traps. In that quiet stillness, life continues, rising tall and proud. Protecting offspring is a powerful instinct, but that instinct cannot function without energy. No matter how carefully the young are hidden or shielded, an empty stomach will soon wear down even the strongest resolve. To produce milk that nourishes fragile new lives, to gather the strength to stand as a living barrier before a pack of hyenas, the mother must become the one who takes life to provide. Hunger is not an enemy. It is the fuel that keeps survival moving forward, the engine that keeps the wheels turning. Not only giraffes rely on a creche, lionesses also use this strategy with remarkable effectiveness. At this shared nursery, the young ones who are cousins are raised together with no distinction or favoritism. A single mother may nurse all the cubs within the pride. This generosity ensures that even if one mother can no longer continue caring for her young, the bloodline of the lineage will still carry on. While one group remains behind to guard the treasure of the pride, the others set out on the hunt. The period of rest after giving birth does not slow her down. On the contrary, it sharpens her resolve. Hunting alone is a high-risk equation with a success rate of only about 15%. Without support from companions, the choice of target must be made with extreme care. The target is locked in, a zebra. For the hungry mother, this is the perfect block of protein. But her brain is releasing a surge of oxytocin, throwing her instincts into disarray. The predator instinct wins out. Empathy doesn't fill an empty belly, and hesitation won't feed the young. The meal taken from the unfortunate zebra will soon be transformed into warm milk, flowing into the bodies of the young ones waiting in the creche. The cycle of energy on the savannah is written through moments like these: ruthless, decisive, and precisely calculated. If lionesses are a formal force that prevails through numbers, then the leopardess is a solitary sniper. In the world of female hunters, cooperation brings success, but solitude forges something far more formidable: absolute patience. With no companions to provide cover, there is no second chance if the prey slips away. For a leopard, an unsuccessful hunt is not merely an empty stomach, it is wasted energy. And this female is a master of the waiting game. A young wildebeest. Small, fragile, and offering just the right amount of calories for a single, well-timed move. Hunger is a ruthless teacher, showing her that those who wait know how to claim the richest reward. Locking her jaws around the throat, she delivers a precise, tactical chokehold. The young prey never gets the chance to cry out. Kruger National Park, 2 million hectares of untamed survival. Under heat that can reach 40 degrees Celsius, every square meter of land becomes a battleground. This is a shared home to 147 species of mammals, most famously the Big Five. Beyond that, Kruger is a haven for more than 500 bird species, 114 reptile species, and 336 endemic plant species. The interweaving of vast savannas, open woodlands, and life-giving rivers creates a complex ecosystem. In this world, a devoted mother must also become a warrior, because if she doesn't fight for her love, what kind of love does she have? With the red-billed hornbill, love begins with a voluntary contract of confinement in a dark, narrow space. When the breeding season reaches Kruger, the female selects a cavity in an acacia tree or a baobab as her stronghold and begins sealing herself inside. Using a mix of mud, dung, and mashed fruit provided by the male, this mother begins her work like a true mason. She seals the entrance completely, leaving only a tiny vertical slit, so narrow that no predator could slip a paw through, yet just wide enough for life to stay connected. A lifeline slit, a perfect barrier against snakes and clever monkeys, but the cost is total surrender of her freedom. Inside the darkness of the tree hollow, the female sheds all her wing and tail feathers at the same time. This is the most efficient way to conserve energy while nurturing the eggs. Yet in reality, it turns her into a prisoner, unable to fly. All control over fate is now handed entirely to the partner outside. This is absolute trust, or nature's boldest gamble. She accepts vulnerability, so her young can be born under the strictest protection. A brilliant survival strategy, yet filled with uncertainty if the provider outside faces trouble. The burden now rests on the one outside. The male bird becomes the sole lifeline. He's not just a mate. He's a full-scale supply chain running at maximum capacity. On average, a single male must complete between 30 and 70 flights a day under the scorching savanna sun. From ripe red berries to protein-rich lizards, everything is delivered through that narrow, stingy slit. He must push past exhaustion and evade predators lurking along every route. If he falls, this fortress will turn into a collective tomb. The fate of the next generation hinges on the endurance of a quiet promise, a seamless rhythm between one who chooses confinement and one who never stops flying. For 2 full months, the mother trades her feathers for the safety of her young. When her new plumage has just grown back, the mud wall is broken away, a return to the light. The chicks step into the world with a higher chance of survival than birds that nest in the open. Sometimes, survival belongs to mothers who accept restraint, so the flame of life can keep burning. Still a hornbill, yet the southern ground hornbill reaches the size of a turkey, and at the same time, its breeding system is far more forgiving. Even so, it can take up to 9 years for a southern ground hornbill to successfully raise a single chick. Caring for young and reproduction here overturn the usual rules of hornbill life. In this world, survival is not based on numbers, but on an extremely disciplined social structure. In this kingdom, only one alpha pair holds the right to carry on the bloodline. The others? They are permanent helpers. Young males are tasked with serving the queen and guarding the group's sole heir. Young females, once mature, are immediately driven away. The single queen alone possesses an open fortress. It is a privilege, but also a precarious bargain. She is free to leave and stretch her wings, but in exchange, the egg and chick are fully exposed to watchful threats. To compensate for this security gap, the helper unit must operate at full capacity. The males take turns patrolling around the nesting tree, turning the area into a no-go zone for any intruder. When the chick is born, the pressure falls heavily on the shoulders of the young male apprentices. While the dominant female dedicates all her time to warming the chick, the helpers must become tireless hunters. The greater the number of helpers, the higher the chick's chance of making it through. A long-term investment in the future. After months spent sheltered in darkness and under the strict protection of the Brotherhood, the chick is finally ready for its first flight. It carries not only the hopes of its parents, but those of an entire lineage that has poured effort and endurance into 9 long years. To protect her young, a mother leopard must understand every weakness of her rivals. Narrow rock crevices, so tight that only a flexible body can slip through, become a perfect shield against large-bodied lions. Or hollow baobab trees. Lifting her cubs high above the ground is the safest way to neutralize spotted hyenas, creatures with bone-crushing bite force, yet completely powerless against gravity. However, a fixed fortress is a sentence with no future. The scent of cubs and accumulated waste will soon turn any shelter into a beacon for roaming predators. That is why every 2 to 5 days, she must carry out a silent relocation, holding each cub gently in her jaws and moving them to a new hiding place. When hiding fails, the mother cheetah is ready to become a living decoy. Her strength and fierceness are undeniable. She doesn't need to bring down her enemy. She only needs to remind them that her claws are sharper than their patience. But this protection comes with a brutally strict expiration date. As the cubs grow, maternal care fades. There is a clear distinction. Male cubs are allowed to stay longer. They need more time to learn, because in the world of male leopards, having no territory means having no future. By contrast, daughters face early emotional distance from their mother. The reason is that they usually face less pressure when securing territory, and more importantly, they often remain close to their mother's range. Now, they become rivals. The daughters, once shielded by their mother at all costs, now come to view that same mother as an adversary. Every rose has its thorns. A leopard cub weighing less than 2 kilograms carries a rare innocence of the savannah. In a world shaped by hunters, this is the most peaceful moment it will ever know. But do not mistake stillness for safety. Its older sister is nearby, waiting for a chance to claim their mother's territory. The daughter is now fully grown, and she looks at her mother as a rival. Territorial overlap between mother and offspring can reach 46%, and when food becomes scarce, those boundaries are redrawn by claws. Any wound can become a turning point. The daughter wins with youth and ferocity. The mother is old now, and in her daughter's eyes, she's just a relic of the past, standing in the way of what's to come. The fight is over. The mother becomes an exile on the very land she once ruled. For a female cheetah, home is anywhere her legs, reaching speeds of 110 kilometers per hour, can carry her. She owns not a single square meter of land the way a leopardess does. Her life is a chain of endless chases, running to ease an empty stomach through heart-pounding hunts and running to slip away from trouble brought by shifting alliances. Unlike most predators with fixed breeding seasons, the female cheetah plays a biological gamble without regard for time. She can enter estrus at any moment of the year, and when that moment arrives, she sends out an urgent broadcast. A scent trail from urine on a tree trunk or a small mound becomes the strongest satellite signal imaginable. This message is short-lived, lasting only a few brief days. Any male within a few miles will receive it and immediately abandon everything else to trace the source. A new arms race begins. Male cheetahs often form coalitions, usually 2 or 3 brothers, joining forces to hold strategic ground and defend shared territory. And when a queen of speed appears, carrying that unmistakable scent of invitation, the entire coalition knows exactly where to find her. This isn't a romantic rendezvous. This is a show of numbers. A female cheetah's instinct is rooted in caution and evasion. She won't submit to mating easily. She hisses with piercing warning cries that rip through the stillness. But this is, in truth, a test. By forcing the males to surround her and remain longer within their territory, she is quietly measuring the endurance and quality of those who may carry her lineage forward. Only the most persistent, the strongest, earn final approval. Multiple males encircling her allow the coalition to maintain control over the anxious female, ensuring she does not slip away. They depart once she carries new life, the proof of the trial by fire. Look into the eyes of a baby baboon, and you will see a tiny reflection of ourselves, especially when it begins learning how to say no to its parents. This is the most trying phase of a young baboon's life, weaning. At this age, the youngster can already chew roots and grass. But why bother working when a premium menu is still available? Its mother, however, has other plans. To allow her body to recover and begin a new ovulation cycle, she must shut down this free buffet. The result? A classic tantrum from a youngster that has no desire to grow up. While the young baboon wrestles with its personal crisis, the mother is busy managing relationships. She has formed a special friendship with this large male. It is a professional security agreement. She grooms him, and in return he becomes a solid shield for mother and child against internal bullying within the troop. Pushed to the sidelines, the young monkey is now just a spectator in the power games of the adults. A mother's attention has become a precious currency, and it no longer belongs to him alone. Her indifference is a harsh but necessary lesson in independence. But danger doesn't always come with the teeth of a leopard. Sometimes it comes from a fellow female, driven by a wild, aching desire to be a mother. A calculated kidnapping is already in motion. Driven by extremely high levels of oxytocin after losing an infant or never having had one, a female longs to cradle at any cost. The abductor has no milk, and out of fear of having her precious prize taken back, She often clutches the infant until its strength quietly fades from lack of water. This is one of the darkest corners of primate society. Fortunately, in a split second, protective instinct takes over. The savannah has taught its first lesson in vigilance. The world beyond a mother's arms is not only sweet grass and wild fruit, but also those willing to steal your very breath in the name of love. Do not mistakenly believe that the female reign is limited only to the thickets of the lowlands. Africa is a giant mosaic of matriarchal empires, where social order is established not by sheer brawn, but through sophisticated political alliances. From the humid jungles of Central Africa to the mist-covered peaks, these ladies are running the show in their own unique way. We are leaving the intense warmth of the savannah behind to head north, where the air thins and the sheer cliffs of Ethiopia become the stage for one of the most absolute matriarchal societies on the planet. Welcome to the rooftop of Africa. At an elevation of over 3,000 meters above sea level, geladas are far more than just grass-eating monkeys. They are true politicians. Science often refers to them as the bleeding heart monkey because of the bright red patch on their chest, but don't judge a book by its cover. In gelada society, that red patch is not a symbol of romance, but rather a gauge for hormones and social standing. And the ones who hold the reins of that gauge are none other than the females. Within a family unit, the sisters are the permanent owners, acting as the primary shareholders in the enterprise of continuing the bloodline. And those imposing males out there, they are actually just temporary contract employees. Just look at that mane and those long canines. They look quite formidable, don't they? But in reality, the lead male in a gelada family fulfills only two main roles: a dedicated guardian and a partner when requested. He is not the head of the household. He is a piece of eye candy with a protective function. True power rests in the hands of a council made up of closely related females who essentially call the shots. Together, they decide where the troop travels, when they dine, and most importantly, who is permitted to stay. The latest genetic studies show that within a family unit, the females stay together for life, while the average tenure for a male lasts less than 3 years before he is unseated. When a male begins to have delusions of grandeur regarding his power, becoming overly assertive or simply growing frail and losing the strength to turn away intruders, the Council of Queens convenes. This is when the true nature of the matriarchy comes to light. Without the need for a fierce confrontation like those of lions, the females simply turn their backs in unison. They form a solid alliance, using social support to isolate the one in charge. If the male fails to read the room, these ladies will collectively move against him, overwhelming and removing the autocrat from the family. It is a cold and thorough unseating, carried out by those he once considered his subordinates. Following the transition comes the recruitment process. The females actively select a new candidate from the bachelor groups lingering around the cliffs. They favor young males who offer excellent protection, but are also willing to follow instructions. The newly joined male must put his best foot forward to win over every member of the female council if he wishes to maintain his position. In the Ethiopian highlands, kingship is not inherited through the male bloodline, but is granted by the approval of the females. A perfect system of checks and balances. As the sun sets behind the Simeon Mountains, the matriarchal order is once again reinforced. The most successful individual is not the one with the longest canines, but the one who knows how to serve the most powerful women. Leaving the arid cliffs of Ethiopia, we descend in elevation to reach the riverfront gardens of the savannah. Here, the air is thick with life and even political intrigue. For the vervet monkey, life is a game of residency and inheritance. The males are like boarding guests. They arrive, stay for a while, and then pack their bags to find a new troop. But the females, they are the permanent owners of this land. They are born, grow up, and complete their time here, right where their ancestors once reigned, an absolute stability in an ever-changing world. In vervet monkey society, democracy is a foreign concept. Power here is operated according to an absolute monarchy based on lineage. If your mother is a queen, you are naturally a princess. There are no elections. Social status is etched into your genetic code from the moment you are born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Females of noble descent always receive the choicest morsels and the safest spots in the trees. This power is so enduring that it is passed down through many generations, creating an unshakable aristocracy in the heart of the grasslands. Observe what happens when a male forgets his place. He might be larger and stronger, but he is alone. Facing a female alliance is quite an ordeal. If a male does not follow the rules or appears overly bold, the Council of Ladies will not hesitate to teach him a lesson. They move together as one, asserting dominance and even removing the stubborn ones from the best resources. In the savannah, the strength of an individual never triumphs over the power of a social network. The wisest males are those who know which side their bread is buttered on, rather than trying to confront the queens. The matriarchal system of the vervet monkey is a testament to the success of a strategy of solidarity. By keeping the bloodline of power flowing within a single lineage, they maintain the stability necessary to survive in a land full of those who seek them as prey. Males may provide physical protection, but females are the ones who hold the keys to the social structure. As night falls on the riverside land, this order is reaffirmed once again. Power is not measured by loud confrontations, but by the quietness of alliances that have existed for centuries. The legacy of the queens will continue, persistently and without the possibility of being overturned. If vervet monkey society is a tea party full of political whispers, then the African wild dog operates like the savannah's most elite military unit. At this level, the individual does not exist. There is only the pack. A single pair holds the power over the group's existence and the sole right to continue the lineage for the entire collective. In a world where the survival rate for young ones is often lower than 20%, this species has chosen an extreme path to defy destiny: reproductive autocracy. Within an African wild dog pack, motherhood is an exclusive privilege. The queen is the only one permitted to bring new life into the world. The other females? They are steered away from this natural calling through a harsh psychological and biological mechanism. Through calculated assertiveness and chemical pressures, the queen suppresses the hormones of her own sisters, turning them into reluctant nuns. It is a mandatory sacrifice to ensure that every resource of the pack is focused on a single litter, the bloodline of the leader. Before starting a hunt, the entire pack performs a vital ritual, the social rally. This is the moment to reinforce loyalty and unity. These bird-like vocalizations and nose touches are not meaningless play. It is how they synchronize their heartbeats and objectives. Studies in 2025 have confirmed that the number of sneezes during this ritual is actually a democratic vote to decide whether the pack should head out. But make no mistake, regardless of the vote count, the queen is still the one calling the tune. When she charges forward, the entire pack transforms into a multicolored storm that nothing can stand in the way of. Look at these formidable hunters. After taking down an impala weighing more than 50 kilograms, the first thing they do is race back to the den to play the role of nannies. In this society, the males are the most dedicated servants. They find sustenance, bringing it back within their stomachs to provide for the queen and her little ones. This is a flawless logistical mechanism. A male African wild dog can travel a distance of 20 kilometers with a belly full of meat just to nourish the queen's lineage. There are no complaints, no squabbling. This level of devotion ensures that the queen can devote all her time to recovery and shielding the next generation. This extreme unity brings about astonishing results. The survival rate of young ones in an African wild dog pack is significantly higher than that of lions or hyenas. In the savannah, individual freedom often leads to an early departure from this world, while iron discipline is the path to longevity. The queen does not need to be the strongest, she simply needs to be the most effective coordinator. Sometimes, to protect love and the bloodline, you need an iron fist in a velvet glove. If the African wild dog is a symphony of iron discipline and high-pitched calls, then their neighbor worships an entirely different religion: silence. Welcome to the world of the bat-eared fox. In this realm, power is not measured by physical stature or thunderous strikes. It is measured in decibels. Those ears account for 20% of the body's surface area. This is the most sophisticated signal receiver that evolution has ever created on the savannah. Within this small family, she leads through subtle vibrations. While others struggle to pursue large quarry, this queen is all ears. With over 1,000 sensitive auditory neurons, she can hear a beetle larva burrowing through the soil at a depth of more than 20 centimeters. In the arid lands of southern Africa, food sources are hidden treasures. She is the one who holds the map. The queen decides when the whole family must move and where the next stop will be, based on the sounds of dinner emanating from deep underground. And this is where the story gets interesting. While most fathers on the savannah often move on after fulfilling their biological duties, with these foxes, we see an entirely different scenario. a truly astonishing role reversal. After giving birth, the female pours all her resources into producing milk, that precious liquid which accounts for 10 to 20% of her body weight every day. She is quite drained of energy. The queen needs time to recover her vitality, and so we have a literal stay-at-home dad. While the female spends most of the night seeking nourishment to regain calories, the male is the one who stays home, looking after the little ones and shielding the den from uninvited guests. When the queen is away, he is the final line of defense. The latest behavioral studies indicate that male foxes spend up to 90% of their time near the den during the first weeks after the young ones arrive. He grooms them, teaches them how to play, and stands ready to confront those twice his size to protect the home. This is a sophisticated survival strategy. The female provides the sustenance by hunting, while the male maintains safety through guardianship. An incredibly fair and efficient division of labor in a world that is inherently challenging for those often perceived as more delicate. As the darkness retreats, this tiny dynasty prepares for a new day. The dominance of the female bat-eared fox does not lie in oppression, but in wisdom and empathy. She chooses the direction and he protects the rear. This rhythmic coordination helps them persevere in places where larger seekers of food might throw in the towel. At Kruger National Park, sometimes true power does not lie in resounding roars, but in the ability to listen to the quietest pulses of life beneath one's feet. An empire built on echoes, enduring and full of wisdom. Leaving the silent vibrations underground, we enter a world where light is a weapon and vision is life. In the harsh Kalahari Basin, power does not reside in giant ears. It lies in the keen black eyes of a ruler standing less than 30 centimeters tall. This is the meerkat, a stern matriarchal society operated with the discipline of a multinational corporation. Here, solidarity is not a choice. It is a mandatory decree issued by a queen who rules the roost without any sign of hesitation. In a meerkat family, the top position is always clearly defined. Although there is always an alpha pair reigning, do not let the male mislead you with his size. The female is the one who directs all daily activities. She is the chief executive officer, the strategist, and the supreme protector of the territory. From deciding when the whole pack will leave the den to choosing the foraging site for today, every order originates from her. The latest studies in early 2026 indicate that the meerkat queen possesses the highest cortisol stress hormone levels in the pack. The price to be paid for carrying the survival of an entire tribe on her shoulders. The queen manages a network of guards operating in continuous rotating shifts. While lower-ranking members exert themselves seeking sustenance underground, the guards must ensure that no trace of a cobra or eagle slips through the net. Absolute compliance under the Queen's command. She does not personally stand guard often. Her mission is to maintain discipline. Here, anyone who is slow or neglects their duty will face a stern reckoning, even being removed from the safety of the fortress. The power of the meerkat queen also comes with a darker side, reproductive autocracy. To ensure the desert's limited resources focus only on her bloodline, she keeps a tight rein on the group through a no-nonsense policy toward any potential rivals. If a low-ranking female dares to bring forth young, the queen is ready to intervene, removing those young who are not her own. She maintains her status by exerting constant psychological pressure on other females, causing their reproductive hormone levels to be completely suppressed. She is the only mother, and everyone else is a dedicated helper, bound to care for her offspring in exchange for the protection of the group. When the territory is threatened, the queen is the one standing at the front lines. Border encounters between meerkat packs can become incredibly intense. She leads her tiny army in displays of force aimed at turning away intruders. Success means securing food sources and safety for the next generation. At Kruger and Kalahari, size does not define strength. The steel will of the leading lady is what draws the boundaries of the dynasty. As darkness falls over the basin, the queen retreats into her burrow, concluding a day of reigning in absolute devotion. An empire of dust, built with discipline and necessary resolve. Along the lifebloods of the savannah, like the Chobe River or Lake Kariba, social order isn't established by digging burrows. It is determined by wingspans and vocalizations that carry to the very edge of the horizon. This is the world of the African fish eagle. Within the realm of birds of prey, nature takes an unusual turn known as reverse sexual size dimorphism. The female is larger, weightier, and fully overshadows her partner. With a weight that can reach 3.6 kilograms and a wingspan of nearly 2.4 meters, this queen of the heavens is 20% heavier than her mate. This is no coincidence. Her impressive stature provides the strength to safeguard the nest from those who wander too close, and the capability to overcome the most resilient targets. The male. He is a smaller, nimble co-pilot, but he always knows who calls the shots on every journey through the air. This is the sound that captures the spirit of African freedom. But for competitors, the female African fish eagle's call serves as an undeniable official notice. When she tilts her head back and releases notes that travel for miles, she is redrawing the invisible lines upon the water. It is a declaration of ownership and a notice to anyone considering stepping onto her fishing territory. Research has shown that the female's call has a deeper frequency and more presence than that of the male. A sound that tells every inhabitant of the savannah, this sky already has a master. When the queen goes out to find a meal, her focus is flawless. With the tiny spikes under her feet known as spicules, she can firmly grasp slippery catches weighing up to 2 kilograms, nearly her own body weight. On occasion, the meal is far too heavy to lift, so she will use her wings as oars to row her dinner to the bank. A performance of power and seasoned expertise. The male often takes on the smaller fish, but when it is time to face larger objectives or shield the prize from scavengers like crows and other eagles, the queen takes the bull by the horns and intervenes directly. She's far more than just a provider. She is a persistent warrior who never backs down. Across the waters of the African savanna, the prominence of the female African fish eagle stands as a symbol of total command. She governs with an incredible bird's-eye view and swift moves from the clouds. While other creatures must contend with the challenges of the earth, she embraces the liberty of those at the peak of the natural order. This female leadership in the sky has endured for millions of years, as steady as the current of the Chobe River. As the light fades over the lake, her voice continues to ring out, one last reminder of who truly governs the atmosphere. Across the dusty plains of Kruger National Park, dominance does not require great height. It is etched through endurance and sharp social strategies beneath tattered feathers. With jet-black plumage and bright pink legs, the common ostrich looks like an old-school rock star trying to capture the limelight on the savannah stage. But in the world of the largest bird on the planet, flashiness is merely a performance tool. The real governance, the true political chessboard, lies in the hands of those modest-looking ladies. In a flock of common ostrich, order is established not by roars, but by an invisible yet enduring hierarchy. The male might possess a harem, but the major female is the one who truly holds the keys to the kingdom. She is not just the primary partner, she is the one who assesses the standing of every other member. Behavioral studies in 2025 confirm that this matriarchal system operates on the control of resources and space. Minor females are allowed to stay only if they are willing to toe the line and contribute to the pack's shared goals. And this is where a firm hand is hidden under the guise of species preservation. A shared nest can hold as many as 60 eggs. Each egg is the planet's largest single cell. But do not be misled by any sense of generosity. The major female permits others to place their eggs in her nest for a very practical reason. By surrounding her own eggs with those of her rivals, she is essentially hedging her bets. When a jackal or lion approaches the nest, the eggs on the outer edge, which do not belong to her, will be the first to face the encounter. It is pure game theory in nature. The loss of those in lower standing is the price paid to keep the queen's bloodline secure. Power comes with a heavy burden of responsibility. Under the baking savannah sun, the major female must remain on duty throughout the day. Her grayish-brown plumage is the perfect camouflage, turning her into an inanimate mound of earth in the eyes of those seeking a meal. As night falls, the male begins his shift, utilizing his black feathers to blend into the shadows. A rhythmic division of labor, but the female is always the one under the greatest pressure. She must regulate the temperature of dozens of eggs under heat that can reach 45 degrees Celsius, a feat of biological endurance that few species can match. When the first chicks break through the sturdy shells, the dynasty is once again reaffirmed. This success is not a stroke of luck, but the result of a sophisticated socio-political system. The major female has protected her legacy through manipulation and persistence. At Kruger, large size brings strength, but it is the calculated solidarity of the females that creates longevity. Amidst the vast wilderness, these flightless queens continue to march on, writing an epic of power and dedication on the sun-drenched ground. An empire of tireless steps, steady and full of pride. While the giants of the savannah are busy with their struggles up high, another kingdom is operating right beneath their heels. Welcome to the basement of the grasslands. Among the tangled thorn bushes, power is enforced through agility and hidden weaponry. You might have heard of francolins as gentle ground-dwelling birds, but that's because you have never faced a lady who is truly seeing red. This is the underworld of feathered warriors, where every thicket is a fortress and every centimeter of ground is steeped in the scent of possession. In nature's armory, there are items not meant for show. In many bird species, the spur is a privilege of the males. In the warrior ecosystem of certain francolin species, it is the ladies who possess the most formidable hardware. This spur is a dagger that is sharper, sturdier, and utilized more frequently than that of the male. A precise strike can part an adversary's skin in the blink of an eye. Her opponent today is the legless shadow, a snouted cobra over 1 meter long, carrying enough toxins to bring a journey to a close in mere minutes. But this mother does not know the meaning of retreat. The female francolin has the ability to calculate the path of the serpent's maneuver with astonishing precision. Each strike carries her entire body weight, aimed at the most vulnerable spots on the adversary's head. The confrontation concludes without fanfare, only the silence of the one who remains standing. In the underworld of Kruger National Park, order has been restored. The male may be the lookout from afar, but when trouble arrives right at the doorstep, the iron-spurred queen is the one to settle the score. She establishes a strict hierarchy among the thickets, where every individual must clearly understand their place. This is a matriarchy based on real-world capability. As the sunset paints the tall grasses red, the dynasty beneath the foliage continues to operate quietly. These warriors do not need the recognition of the sky or the respect of the giant elephants. They master their own world through courage and weapons hidden within their feathers. On the savannah, every level has its ruler. But on this low ground, the crown belongs to the mothers bearing iron spurs. An empire of resilience, where life is protected by strikes and a will that cannot be broken.
Crowned crane sound.
Meet the gray-crowned crane, a symbol of elegance and one of the most ancient inhabitants remaining on the planet. You might have seen them on coins or national flags, but here in the heart of the grasslands, they are true aristocrats. In the world of this bird, beauty is a tool, and rhythm is the passport for continuing the lineage. That crown is not a mere coincidence of nature. It is composed of stiff feathers that catch the light perfectly under the savanna sun. Here, the female does not need iron spurs or bulging muscles to establish her authority. She governs her dynasty through grace. In a lifelong partnership, she is the one who sets the bar for every dance, acting as the most demanding judge of her partner's efforts. This is a test of physical fitness and synchronicity at the highest level. The female gray-crowned crane demands perfection. She leaps high, spins, and expects a matching response. This dance is her way of assessing her partner's vitality and coordination, vital factors for shielding the nest from those who might seek to do harm. It is a blend of high-class choreography and strategic communication. If the male loses his wind or misses a beat, The performance concludes at once because she needs a partner who can truly cut the mustard. On the savannah, beauty often comes with a steep price. With the population having declined by more than 50% over the last few decades due to habitat loss, every successful dance is a small victory for the entire species. The female understands this better than anyone. She is not just looking for a companion. She is recruiting a guardian for the mission of safeguarding her precious eggs. The dances have been performed, the commitments established. The female gray-crowned crane has chosen her companion for the challenging journey ahead. At Kruger, beauty is the highest expression of survival and leadership. In Kruger, as the first rains of the season fall, a characteristic sound awakens the entire savannah. It is the call of the woodland kingfisher, one who bears the blue of the sky but possesses the heart of a master hunter. In the world of seekers, intensity is not always proportional to size. This migratory bird species does not come here for a stroll. They arrive to secure territory, establish a dynasty, and carry out foraging runs as precise as arrows released from the air. Here, continuing on is not merely about filling a hungry belly, but is a public demonstration of capability to earn the right of fatherhood. In the human world, a diamond ring can pave the way for a marriage. But on the savannah, diamonds hold less value than a plump larva. Observe this male. He is presenting a nuptial gift. This is not a meaningless romantic gesture. It is a professional resume presented in the flesh. By offering a catch, the male is proving two essential things. 1, he is a top-tier provider. 2, he has the capacity to nourish the female during the upcoming demanding incubation phase. Science calls this the male's investment to enhance the female's physical condition. For the queen of the nest, this complementary meal is the only evidence she needs to confidently entrust the future to this colorful provider. Presenting the gift is only the starting point. Now it is time for him to truly start strutting his stuff. The male begins a dramatic wing dance. Displaying those vibrant blue patches of feathers is not just for aesthetics. It is a signal of genetic vitality and optimal hormone levels. Leaving behind the luxury gifts and the vibrant displays of the woodland kingfisher, we move into a much fiercer market, real estate. In the most arid regions of the savannah, affection is not measured by plump larvae. It is measured by the quality of the thatched walls. This is the world of the sociable weaver, the greatest architects among the feathered kind. But do not mistake this busyness for equality. Here, the males might be the most dedicated engineers, but final approval belongs to a highly demanding inspector. A kingdom where a lifetime of effort can be undone in mere seconds by a powerful beak. Meet the male sociable weaver. He is an architecture enthusiast. He spends thousands of hours gathering and weaving structures that can weigh more than 1,000 kilograms. This is a massive apartment complex that can stand for 100 years, serving as a sanctuary for centuries of future generations. He weaves and knits, striving to create the most perfect space possible. But in this game, hard work does not guarantee success. He is preparing for the most rigorous examination of his life, a technical trial where there is no room for error. The queen has made her appearance. She does not participate in the hauling or the construction. Her role is to review. In sociable weaver society, the female's choice is supreme and absolute. She does not care for pleasant songs or smooth feathers. She wants a fortress. She inspects the thickness of the insulation and the structural integrity of the entrance. She is like a chief architect reviewing the work of an apprentice. Just one misplaced blade of grass, an angle that is aesthetically lacking or presents a safety concern. That is all it takes for the queen to order a cancellation. She does not simply decline, she dismantles the structure. With a series of decisive movements, she tears apart what he has just woven. It is a stern veto. There is no discussion, there is no compromise. All that hard work goes down the drain simply because it did not reach the perfection she demands. The male will have to go back to square one under the cold supervision of the lady he is trying to win over. This strictness is not a matter of senseless cruelty. The latest research in early 2026 indicates that nests meeting the standards of the female sociable weaver possess an incredible ability to regulate temperature. When outdoor temperatures fluctuate intensely, the interior of this apartment remains a stable paradise. A poorly built nest means the eggs will be scorched or succumb to the chill. The queen pushes the male to reach the peak of engineering to ensure that the next generation has the best possible start. Her high standards are the shield that protects the entire lineage. And the cycle begins once more. In this demanding landscape, perfection is the only currency of value. The female manages this real estate market with an unwavering standard. Only the finest work will make the cut. The authority of the female here is expressed through the high expectations of a mother, an appraiser, and a guardian of the bloodline. Under the shade of these 100-year-old grass towers, the matriarchal order continues to be upheld with persistence and steady composure. An empire built from blades of grass, yet it stands solid as a rock thanks to the resolve of these queens. These chapters on the Savannah Queens have just faded into the night, leaving behind an impression of a world where female power governs through both empathy and unyielding resolve. Within these dynasties, which leading lady has truly challenged our preconceptions regarding the delicate line between maternal affection and the most demanding trials of perseverance? Was it the matriarchal wisdom guiding an entire African elephant lineage, or the resolute rebuff of a leopardess guarding her territory even against her own flesh and blood, giving us much food for thought? Please share your thoughts in the comments about which biological asset or intense governing strategy has just been brought to light. Honoring these demanding laws unique to the female spirit is how we reach the threshold of the most delicate and magnificent balance on the planet. Do not forget to like and subscribe to join us on our next field expeditions, where we will continue to decode the most mysterious ciphers of endurance. Every connection from you serves as the steady inspiration to ensure our journey following the great leading ladies of nature never misses a beat.